From the Ball State SportsLink studios in Muncie, Indiana, it is SportsLink Stories presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. I'm Charlie Maurer. This is Jovanni Alcantar. Thank you for joining us in the month of December in the final show for the fall semester here at Ball State. And Jovanni, we got great stories on tap for them here today.
It's going to be a great way to end the year, Charlie. 4 stories across 4 different sports. Great end to 2023, Charlie.
We got a story as well that'll take you across the pond. More on that later. First, let's hear from our sponsor, Victory Honda of Muncie. And when we come back, the first story of SportsLink Stories for the month of December.
To catch the best stories in Ball State sports every month, tune in to the award-winning show, SportsLink Stories presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Victory Honda of Muncie is proud to support the creative storytellers of Ball State SportsLink.
Our first story takes us to the soccer pitch, where producer Adam Duwel gives us more details on how Maria Broering and her younger sister, Faith Broering, relationship has been shaped by the sport of soccer.
There's a lot of things I would do to get to share the field with her one more time. I think it'd be really fun, even if we had to play against each other. But I just miss having her as a teammate a lot.
My sister scored a really awesome goal. I tweeted it and said like fire at Faith Broering with a couple flame emojis.
The UC coach that recruited me saw it, and that's how he heard, and he was like, who is this kid? And that's how he actually heard of me, and that's how I started playing here.
Everyone just knew her as, oh, it's Maria's little sister. And so she wasn't super interested in coming to Ball State because she's like, I just want to be Faith. I don't want to be Maria's little sister anymore.
Being in her shadow was never a bad thing. She was like, people automatically respected me because of how much they respected her, even though they didn't even know me. I think I started playing soccer because of her. My mom was starting to coach my sister's team, and they needed more players, and so I guess I was about 6, and they were like, okay, well, let's throw Faith on there. She was like my first teammate. My mom was our first coach.
When we played on the same high school team, first of all, we were the same position for the most part. We were both in the center mid right next to each other, and so it felt like most of our communication that was going back and forth was probably, you need to do this better. No, you need to do this better. It was probably more of constructive criticism minus the constructive part sometimes.
Just like seeing her play and seeing her talk to college coaches, that's exactly how it was for me. I was just like, that's what I want to do someday.
They played BYU, who was ranked number 6 in the country at the time, and it was a day that I had a game here earlier in the day, and so my parents had come up for the game, and so then they stayed afterwards, and so my parents and I were at my house streaming the game on my TV, so we got to watch it together, and that was just really special to me. Getting to see her get on the field in such a big game, I knew how excited she was, and I was so excited for her.
She's like the smartest person I've ever met. Like, I think she's gonna change the world. She is so like incredibly like smart but humble about it. That's always been a little bit of like a shadow too, but she's just always someone I've been able to look up to and take advice from.
I couldn't imagine growing up without her. She has just always been there, and from the time we were kids, always playing together, always having so much fun together. I'm just so grateful to have had her to grow up with and to still have someone that I can go to about anything, and I know she's going to be there for me.
As Ball State men's basketball wraps up the non-conference portion of its schedule, they've let on plenty of fresh and new faces this season, including one in particular, Jaylin Anderson, a transfer from Loyola Marymount. SportsLink's own Sam Neiger has his story.
I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day. And not only to me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing. What is a journey? In the literal sense, it is the path taken from point A to point B. No outlandish metaphors, no aphorisms, just traveling from one place to the other. But what happens when our journeys aren't that simple? When point A to point B becomes point C and D and back again. All of a sudden, that journey doesn't feel as straightforward, and life's got you on the ropes. We all live incredible lives in our own right and take incredible journeys. But for Jaylin Anderson, his journey is not his own. He is guided to a destination he can't yet see. He fights the same fight and runs the same race as us all, but his faith helps him beat him to the punch.
I'm originally from Jackson, Tennessee. It's about an hour outside of Memphis. A lot of violence. Tennessee is not the best place to be. You never know when somebody's trying to, try you or something like that. You always got to be ready for anything. But I had great parents, great mentors. My grandma was around. So I had a great supporting system to keep my mind straight, locked in all the time. I started playing basketball when I was 4. Started playing football around the same time. My dad introduced me to hoops. He's been playing basketball since he was a kid as well. I just remember waking up in the morning, just going with him to the Y every day, staying there for 6, 7 hours a day, just playing basketball, running around all the time. So, growing up in Tennessee, I always loved it. I always liked boxing. My dad taught me how to box. And I remember one particular game, after a game, like these kids were trying to fight me afterwards, like 2 or 3 of them. And then ever since then, I've been like, I would make sure if that was to happen, I'm always ready for it. So that's when my dad, saw the incident as well. So that's when he, was like, let's work on defending ourselves. The sweet science of it is beautiful. I think it's one of the most beautiful sports. Just hit and don't get hit. How they can change their pivots to hit different angles, how they know what body part to hit to make them shift this way to come back with a counter, how they can read the defense really well, how they can use their feet really well. It's a lot like basketball, honestly. How you can't let anything really faze you. Like round by round the last round doesn't matter about this round. So my parents, we ended up losing our house. They always wanted to move. My mom could not find any jobs. And then the exact job she wanted was in Arizona. I got to Arizona, and then that's when Loyola Marymount came calling, and it seemed like a good fit for me, so I went there. I was very comfortable, but what I realized, when you're comfortable for too long, it can make you very complacent, and you're not striving to be anything better, do anything better. I'm not a fast-paced guy as far as like the outside life. I would say the biggest adversity that I went through was just coming over here for sure.
As some guys look for different situations, he was looking for, a little bit more responsibility and a bigger role. I think he's got the opportunity to do that.
I took a leap of faith and I trusted God completely. I had no idea what would happen. My parents are in the West Coast too. Now I'm in a whole across the country and I'm leaving them behind.
He's been a really good addition. And I think as he gets more comfortable with what we're doing and what our expectations are, he can become more and more vocal and really become a leader on this team.
Well, I want to be a professional basketball player. If that's in God's plan. I want to go around the countries, different countries, just preaching the good news of my Lord and Savior. Yeah, just live life for real, chill, kick it. Basketball and faith, that has taught me just everything I need to know about life, pretty much. Just taking my time to be still, be present, never want to look too far in the future, never want to look too far back in the past, just be where your feet are, be joyful every single day, love your neighbor just like you would love yourself.
Jaylin Anderson's fight is not yet finished. Life delivers blow after blow, but Jaylin continues to roll with the punches. The future remains uncertain, but as for the present, he can only go so far as a leap of faith.
Our next story takes us across the pond to women swimming and diving, where Callie, Tuma, and Adam Duwel give us an inside look on Haley Sakbun and her experiences in Cambodia and how it got her right here to Ball State.
My brothers used to swim when I was younger, and I used to like see them at practice. My parents would take me and they had caps on. And for some reason, when I was like 2 years old, I thought if I put a cap on, I would know how to swim.
When you grew up, it's nice to have a well routine, discipline, and how you time yourself, besides school, study hard, also optimize your physical aspect and swimming hard and be in good shape.
I grew up like literally underwater, but it's just like hanging out, like especially summertime when school is out, you get your chores done and you are laying out all day. You're fishing, you're catching fish, you're cooking. On the river, we do all this on the beach. From basic school to primary school to high school, like all of that, it's good for them, and they have cousins there, they've met friends, good friends there.
By mid-middle school, I was like, okay, I'm pretty decent and I could see this going somewhere, and I didn't want to like give up and quit, so I just decided I'm gonna work for it and go swim in college.
SEA Games, probably it's another story itself. One day, my two daughters texting me, there's a Cambodian girl swimming in Cambodia for the SEA Games. I said, what? And then it is about a Southeast Asian game which involved 12 countries, and then they compete within the Southeast Asian game. And the first Cambodian female was from Indianapolis, and she posed. And then my daughter saw that, it's like, wow, how can that be? And she's only half American, just like us. I said, well, because they probably know somebody. I got introduced to the lady. Oh, by the way, my name is such and such. My daughter went to Cambodia, and Cambodian said, oh, great. And then we get talking, and then she mentioned, year 2023 is the biggest year for Cambodia because it's the first time that Cambodia as a country will host the SEA Games throughout the whole history. Because as a country, we're not rich enough to host the big event. But year 2023, they decide to throw it all in. They're gonna host this thing. They want to kind of show the rest of the Southeast Asian, like, we are also good in swimming, so they try to recruit a lot of athletes, and they said it's even half Cambodian. Now we allow them to come back and swim. So the lady talked to me, she said, by the way, I know your two girls, I know through social media their times are better than my daughter, please come and swim for Cambodia. I said, well, I don't mind, but up to my two girls.
They asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was like, okay. And obviously another sibling rivalry thing. I was like, okay, well, my sister's doing it, so I want to do it too. But I was really excited, and when they asked me, and so I was like, yeah, I'll go.
The Cambodian people, they welcomed the girls. It was amazing to see. It was very exciting.
The culture, how friendly everyone was and accepting, no matter who you were. They were so kind, and I felt so welcome. Like, I almost consider them like family. I was pretty sad leaving.
It was kind of like culture shock once the game started. It's like all these like athletes from around the world, literally Olympians, like you see the tattoo next to you. So it was like a lot at first.
It was pretty emotional. Like, we've been together for 18 years, inseparable, like best friends. But yeah, it was pretty emotional for me.
It being my last meet was like also like kind of sentimental because like it was the last time I've ever swimming with my sister. But I think one of the like biggest takeaways was just like being proud of being associated with another culture.
We're very competitive, and obviously she did all 4 years in college, and I was like, I'm not gonna let her do all 4 years in college, and I'm gonna go and not do that. So, and we were constantly like racing. I mean, we do different events, but whenever our coaches put us together in an event, it was always just like a who's gonna win. From my parents' background, like they grew up with like very tough lives, and it helped me learn a lot about my dad's culture. We went to a lot of temples, and like we got to spoke to a lot of people.
Life is not easy. America has been good to us. We are living the American dream. And if we can do it, so can you.
You kind of like grow up here forgetting like how much you have, always like complaining about the littlest things, and you don't realize how fortunate you are until you go to other countries. I really look up to my dad because of that, because he worked so hard. It made me really appreciate the things that I have.
For the second time in 4 years, students of Ball State Sportsing will be making the trip across the Atlantic to visit the country of Wales for Transatlantic Storytelling 2024. Here's a look at what students have to look forward to on their trip in February, and also what our friends have been cooking up over at Cardiff Metropolitan University across the pond.
To be born Welsh is a privilege, but not to be born with a silver spoon in your mouth, but to be born with music in your heart and poetry in your soul. The people are friendly.
Welsh people are very welcoming.
During the spring of 2020, 12 students from Ball State University travelled to Cardiff, Wales.
Over the years we've been invaded by Vikings, Saxons and Normans, but we're still here.
There's a lot of fantastic countryside in Wales and plenty of places to go and explore.
Wales has everything in terms of landscape. We've got mountains, we've got lakes, we've got cliffs, we've got castles, we've got myths and legends.
Witness the return to Wales. In 2024, Ball State students return to Cardiff to share the inspiring stories of Welsh athletes, sport and culture. Ball State and Cardiff Met, two universities an ocean apart, united by sport.
When you come here, there's the desire to sort of stay.
When you're away from Wales, you always want to be back in Wales.
This is Transatlantic Storytelling. Da eto hael a vryn. The sun will rise again.
Tonight, here at the Marriott Hotel in Cardiff, we have Olympic boxers, World Cup captains, international coaches, and not to mention the fastest woman in Welsh history. But what unites them all? The answer is Cardiff Met Sport.
This is the second year that we've run this event, and it is a reflection or an opportunity to bring colleagues, partners, athletes themselves, alumni together to celebrate the sporting success that we have at the university. We sort of identified that whilst we have a variety of opportunities to potentially celebrate things in individual sports, we don't have an opportunity to bring everybody together across the wide range of activities we do both at the university and also in the community to really shout about and tell people the stories of what we're doing on the ground.
The night got underway with a performance from spoken word poet and Cardiff Met alumni Duke Al-Durham.
And these decisions are not easy to make, especially at a young age. This is not just a celebration of sport, it's a celebration of mindset.
Cardiff Met's just been amazing to me, so I'm extremely grateful to be able to drop another poem for them.
You don't want to stay out late, as the next morning you have to...
I think there's a big thing about being the strongest versions of ourselves. So yeah, trying to reach your full physical potential is a massive thing, and it's definitely achievable with Cardiff Met.
Courageous athletes, here are what's about to be a huge round of applause. The celebration is yours.
The evening was hosted by S4C's lead football correspondent and previous sport broadcast student, Shona Dafford, who told us what the evening meant to her.
Do you know what, it's such a special and unique evening, just having everyone from different departments, different sports, everyone in the same room celebrating just the incredible achievements that happen every single year at Cardiff Met University. And like I said, just having everyone together, having a bit of a laugh as well. I wasn't expecting the singing waiters, I'm going to say. So no, it's been really, really special evening, and I always love coming back.
It was a chance to celebrate everything that makes Cardiff Met so successful, and Vice-Chancellor Professor Cara Aitchison was keen to sing the praises of everyone involved at the university.
So we talk about Cardiff Met as being Wales' sporting university, and I think it's really important that we celebrate the success of sport at Cardiff Met. And sometimes in sport people are so busy training and competing that they don't have time just to stop and reflect and take stock and really celebrate not just their own success, but Team Cardiff Met success. It's not just the athletes, it's the coaches, it's the sports scientists, it's all those people behind the scenes that make it happen.
As the night went on, the theme of togetherness shone through, and British indoor champion Hannah Breyer told us just how inspiring nights like these can be.
You know, it's really inspirational being in a room with everyone who's had a massive influence on sport, and it's lovely to, you know, to catch up with everyone. Like, often when you're in separated sports, you don't often see other people, so this is really nice, just to celebrate all of the success that Cardiff Met have had over the past year. It's brilliant. It's really, really nice.
There was even time for some music. A surprise performance from some singing waiters capped off a fantastic night for everyone involved.
And what a night it's been here at the Marriott Hotel in Cardiff. It truly has been a celebration of sport. I've been Matt Purdy, reporting for Cardiff Met Sport TV.
For the final story here in the month of December, producers Tristan, Fluhr, and Nick Lawler take a look back at the illustrious career of Marie Plitt and the mark she left on the Ball State women's volleyball program.
Okay. Aw, okay. Okay, okay.
She's one of the most selfless people I've ever met. She's always willing to go the extra mile to put others before herself and just to make anyone's day just 1% better.
Marie is such a bubbly ball of sunshine, is how I'm going to explain it. She's just always happy and she's always wanting the best for other people, so she puts other people before her.
She's the most positive, energetic soul, and I think it just brings so much enjoyment to playing volleyball, to being around her.
She's one of the most consistent people. That's probably the best word for her. I know what I'm going to get every single day out of her from a personality standpoint, from a skill set standpoint, and that is a mark of, I mean, that's exactly what you're looking for from a coach.
Marie has just created an absolute monster of a culture. It's something that I've not seen in my 11 years here.
Let off the slide, hammers it through the defense.
She's an amazing player on the court, always bubbly, always positive, and like wants everyone to get better, but I think it's more off the court is she connects with everyone as an individual person, and I think that's how she will be remembered.
Whenever I think of Ball State, I think of Marie Plitt. It's going to be weird without her here next year, but I think her legacy here has just been incredible, and everyone will remember that.
She's got such a big heart, and it shows to people, anyone she talks to. It just shines, and it's just so special to see and see that her impact of those little girls in the stands that get to see her and find the joy that she plays with is just so special.
She's not going to be here forever, obviously, but I think what she has helped build within this program, people have taken notice, and she's continued to get better and better.
There's no magic formula. You know, it's not that, oh, all of a sudden she increased her jump by a foot and this, that, and the other. No, she just did things right consistently, night in and night out, and brought other people along with her and had teammates that were also bought into that.
I'm just so thankful for all the memories we have together, and I love you so much.
I love you so much. You're an amazing, bubbly, positive person, and you're going to do amazing things in life.
You have truly meant so much to me, and I cannot wait to see what your future holds.
It's been such an amazing ride with you. I can't tell you how proud I am. Thank you.
Step back, take a look around, and thank all those who made this possible. We love you.
Wow, that was really cool. That support system is everything to me. I'm emotional because I'm so lucky that I've been able to experience so much love and just so many opportunities at Ball State, and the people that have supported me throughout everything. It's been so cool, and I'm just extremely lucky.
That'll wrap up our coverage of SportsLink stories in the month of December and also for the fall semester. A big thank you to all the coaches, the athletes that gave us the access and time to be able to produce these amazing stories.
And to keep up with everything in Ball State athletics and to check out the amazing work of the students in Ball State SportsLink, be sure to follow us on social media at BSU SportsLink.
We will leave it at that. That's Jovanni Alcantar. I'm Charlie Maurer. Big thank you to the guys back in the studio, Tristan, Fluhr, and Tyler Klimes, and our entire crew here so long from Ball State. We'll see you in the new year of 2024 for more SportsLink stories presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.